The human had never expected to be standing on an alien battlefield, far from the comforts of Earth, yet here he was. The air was thick with the metallic scent of machinery and the faint hum of energy weapons discharging intermittently. He ducked behind a jagged piece of alien architecture as laser fire streaked past, narrowly missing him. Despite the chaos, he remained focused. He had trained for dangerous situations on Earth, but nothing could have fully prepared him for this. The human's name was Marcus. He was a pilot, a fighter, someone who understood the delicate balance between life and death in a cockpit. But the battlefield before him required more than skill with machines. It required quick thinking. Instinct and courage dot in the center of the alien stronghold, guarded by dozens of hostile creatures. Was the alien queen? She was magnificent, her presence commanding and regal. Her skin shimmered with a faint iridescence, and her eyes, deep and intelligent, tracked every movement in her domain. Despite her formidable aura, she was trapped, clearly overwhelmed by the enemy forces. Marcus's mission had been simple in theory: retrieve the queen alive. In reality, it was near suicidal. Yet here he was, navigating the labyrinth of alien corridors, disabling guards with precision, and avoiding detection wherever possible. The more he saw of the queen's situation, the more he realized why she was so highly regarded across galaxies. Her species was technologically advanced and strategically brilliant. Yet she could not fend off an ambush without assistance. He finally reached the chamber where she was held, the energy field surrounding her flickering slightly. Marcus carefully approached the control panel. His fingers worked with efficiency, overriding the alien security protocols while listening to the queen's soft, melodic voice. "You came," she said, her tone both surprised and approving. "I came to get you out," Marcus replied without hesitation. Keeping his focus on the panel's dot as the field deactivated, she rose gracefully, her posture regal despite the obvious tension in her shoulders. "You have courage," she said, her eyes narrowing slightly, studying him. "Fools die on my worlds without ever seeing the face of opportunity." Marcus gave a faint smile, brushing a bead of sweat from his forehead. "I'm not here to die. I'm here to make sure you don't." They moved quickly through the corridors, the human leading and the queen following. Every turn brought new dangers, but Marcus's skill kept them both alive. When they finally emerged into the open, the sky above was a swirl of alien colors, storms of energy crackling across the horizon. Their escape pod waited, hidden under a canopy of natural foliage. Once inside, the queen finally allowed herself to relax. She observed Marcus carefully. "You did not have to risk yourself," she said softly. Many humans would have hesitated. Marcus shrugged, a gesture meant to appear casual. "Some of us don't hesitate, especially when lives are at stake." She looked at him with a mixture of curiosity and something that might have been admiration. "Humans are unpredictable," she said. "That is why some of our advisors feared you. Others, like me, find it fascinating." The journey back to her homeworld was quiet at first, the hum of the pod engines filling the space between them. Marcus focused on navigation, charting a safe path through asteroid fields and unstable energy zones. The queen watched him silently, her eyes reflecting the distant stars. Finally, when they approached her planet, she spoke again. "Marcus, I owe you a debt that cannot be measured in words or actions alone. You saved my life, but more than that, you showed a quality rare among humans. You are brave, clever, and resolute in the face of danger." Marcus nodded, unsure of what response was expected. "I did what anyone else would do," he said. "No," she corrected him. "Not anyone else. You were different. You acted when others might have faltered. That is why I offer you something unusual." Marcus raised an eyebrow, wary. "Unusual how?" The queen's gaze was unwavering. "I offer you a proposal," she said. Not one of politics or alliance, though there may be elements of that. It is an offer to join me in a way that could change both our worlds forever. Marcus's mind raced. Join you how? She smiled faintly, a mix of regal authority and genuine warmth. I propose that you remain here, with me, as an advisor, protector, and companion. Your skills, your perspective, your courage, they are assets beyond measure. Together, we could face threats that no single being could endure alone. Marcus was silent for a long moment. The weight of her words pressed on him, the implications vast. Accepting meant leaving Earth indefinitely, engaging with a culture he barely understood, stepping into political and military responsibilities far beyond his training. Yet he also saw the possibilities of adventure, discovery, and perhaps something deeper. I don't make decisions lightly, he said finally. I would not expect you to, she replied, her tone patient yet insistent. This is not a request to surrender your identity. It is an invitation to expand it. To be more than a soldier, Marcus. To shape the future with me. The pod landed smoothly on the Queen's homeworld. The landscape was breathtaking, vast oceans of luminous liquid reflecting a sky of shifting colors. The architecture was unlike anything Marcus had seen: towers of crystalline material, bridges of suspended light, and gardens where plants seemed to move with awareness that the Queen led him through her city, her people observing silently but respectfully. You will be judged by many, she said softly. Some will question your worth, your intentions, even your humanity. But know this, courage and honor are recognized universally. Marcus absorbed the scene, realizing the enormity of what he had done. Saving the Queen was only the beginning. The path ahead would be fraught with challenges he could scarcely imagine. Days passed, and Marcus adapted to life in the Queen's court. He trained alongside elite warriors, studied alien strategies, and learned to navigate the complex politics of her species. The Queen observed him closely, occasionally testing his decisions, sometimes in subtle ways, sometimes directly. Every success brought mutual respect. Every misstep became a lesson. One evening, standing on a balcony overlooking the radiant city, the Queen spoke again. You have grown accustomed to our ways, Marcus. Yet there is another test, one of trust. Will you act when the stakes are higher than any battlefield? Will you place the well-being of many above your own safety? Marcus looked out at the city, lights twinkling like stars brought to the surface. I have already done so, he said. I saved you, and I will continue to act for this world or any other if it is right to do so. She smiled, a rare and genuine expression, softer than the regal composure she usually maintained. Then you have passed my test in ways that even my advisors could not predict. Courage is one thing. Wisdom and judgment are another. You possess both, Marcus. Months passed. The Queen and Marcus became a formidable pair, navigating threats from rival factions and hostile forces alike. Each victory was a testament to their combined skill, strategy, and trust. Over time, their bond deepened, rooted not in convenience or obligation, but in respect, admiration, and an understanding that transcended words. One day, after a particularly challenging negotiation with a neighboring system, the Queen invited Marcus to her private chambers. The room was filled with warm light, reflecting off the crystalline walls, casting patterns of brilliance across the floor. You have changed this world, she said simply. Not just through actions, but through presence. The people see a human, yes, but they see more. Integrity, courage, and the ability to make choices that honor life itself. Marcus felt a rare warmth in his chest, a sense of belonging he had never experienced on Earth. I only acted as I believed was right, he said. Rightness is rare, she replied, and it is noticed. I offer this proposal not as a queen to a subject, but as one being to another. Stay, Marcus. Guide with me, fight with me, shape the future with me. Not because you are bound to me, but because together we can achieve what neither of us could alone. He looked at her, absorbing the magnitude of her words. It was more than a mission, no. It was a choice that would define the rest of his life. I accept, he said finally, voice steady. Not out of duty, but because I believe in what we can build together. The Queen's expression softened, a mixture of relief, pride, and something deeper that even Marcus could not fully name. Then let us begin, she said. Together. From that day forward, Marcus became not just the human who saved a queen, but a partner in leadership, strategy, and vision. The worlds around them shifted in response to their combined presence. Rival powers learned to respect the human as much as the alien queen. Threats that once seemed insurmountable were met with courage, intelligence, and resolve. Through battles, negotiations, and trials, Marcus remained steadfast. And the queen, for her part, found in him not just a protector, but a companion whose humanity illuminated paths even she had not imagined. Their partnership became legendary, a symbol of what could be achieved when bravery and wisdom walked hand in hand across the stars' dot in the end. The proposal had been more than an offer of alliance. It had been an invitation to redefine what it meant to be human, and what it meant to rule with honor. Marcus had saved a queen, but together they saved much more. The promise of a future where courage and compassion could triumph over fear and tyranny, where one human could indeed make a difference among the stars. And so their story continued, and oh,